YouTubers, welcome back to Yorkshire Media. I am Mark, your host, your entertainment officer, whatever you want me to be. And what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about cyclists. It's as simple as that. Must be start of the stupid season, really, because yet again, certain channels, certain people are saying ban the cyclist. And this is bull. It's all rubbish. It's all wrong. Talk Radio, Mike Graham says, should we ban cycle lanes? I don't think we should. I think I've got a better alternative for cycle lanes, but we'll see. Where I live in Wakefield, we do have some cycle lanes, but we don't have a lot. Some cycle lanes are on the path, but you've got to share it with pedestrians, which I don't agree with myself. I think it's an attempt to get cyclists off the road, which is wrong. We should be on the road. We've got two wheels, things like that. So it splashed the cyclists. So you've got Mike Graham and Alex Belfield, who wants to ban cyclists. And it's wrong, and I don't think it'll have... Well, I don't want it to happen. I've been cycling since 1969, which is 52 years. Well, it'd be 52, 53 years this year I've been cycling. Now, in all that time I've been cycling, I have never once been knocked off my bike. And I am a responsible cyclist, which there are many out there. If you go with the younger generation where they're bouncing and bunny hopping off curbs, they are not responsible cyclists. I am an adult. Like I said, I've been cycling for a long time. When I started cycling myself in 1969, I was made, which I had to, I could read and I could print at the age 3 to 4 year old. But before I could go out on my bike on the road, because I had to learn, because we had a long drive, I had to learn on that. But before I went on the road, I had to learn the highway code, which I did. I learned all the highway code. I even passed my cycle proficiency test at 4 year old. I passed all that. And I've been cycling ever since. Like I said, I've been cycling since I was 3 year old. But I passed on my cycling proficiency test and things like that. And I really did really well. And that's when the police were doing the jobs back in the day. I mean, when I was cycling in 1970, the roads were busy, but not as busy as they are today. But I have never ever had one incident with a car motorist. They accepted cyclists were on the road. They never once told me that, oh, you're stealing our roads and things like that. But fast forward now in the 2000s and that, and you see a lot of arguments with cyclists where the motorists, oh, you get off the road, you shouldn't be on the road, you should be licensed and that. Being licensed, trying to license a push bike, it's not going to work. I mean, the arguments will still be there. It's not going to work. Making cyclists pay more to go on the road is wrong. I mean, it was set in stone when the first cycling, when cycling was invented, when the first push bike was invented. It was set in stone that, yes, you'd have to pay for your bike to buy it out of a shop, obviously, and things like that. And we can pay a lot of money for a road bike or even a mountain bike. To what you see on the roads today. You can pay a lot of money for them. You can pay up to 5. I know someone who's got a road bike. It's a race replica. It's cost him £10,000. It can cost you as much as that. And should he be allowed to ride on? Yes, he should. Of course he should. Of course he should be allowed to ride on the road. We have to share the road with motorists, unfortunately. We didn't back in the day. I mean, when, like I say, cycling was first invented, they had 68 years without motorists. And don't forget, it is the cycling community what invented the roads, what we've got now. Romans invented, our first roads, obviously, but the roads for cycling on, they didn't want to go over cobbles because to find out their wheels were wooden at the time, it were breaking the wheels. So what they did is they got it tarmacked. They created a smooth road. Fast forward 68 years after that, motorists started taking their road off the cyclists, which should never have happened. It really shouldn't. and things like that. So if it weren't for cyclists, you won't have the roads what we have today. That's what I'm saying, and it's basically that is a fact. Now, fast forward today, yes, we do have a problem with some people. Like I said, I'm a responsible cyclist. I've been cycling for a long time. I've been on the road all that time. I have never been once knocked off a bike. I've never been injured by a push bike. I've never been knocked off by a car. I have come close to it, but I've never done it. And when I turn right, I get into the right lane and I single with my arm, and all that way for left or whatever. I do the correct singles, what I'm supposed to do. Now, cars like to go fast, which is, and I've always foretold to ride to one side. Don't ride in the middle of the road because you're a push bike. Cars are faster than you. Don't ride over the grates. So you don't ride in the gutter. We ride alongside that. And if cars want to go past, they should give at least 1 metre to go around you. Now, obviously there's been a lot of arguments about cycling. It should be licensed, you should be paying some kind of tax and insurance. Well, I'll tell you now, the insurance system for cycling has been around for years. But it's optional. You don't have to have it. I mean, because we're not a motorised vehicle, but a lot of people do have insurance on bikes because they're expensive. So that's been around for years. And if you want a database where you know every cyclist is doing the right thing, then it goes back to where you buy it. The bike shops and things like that. There should be a list, made to sign a register and things like that. But should cyclists have to have number plates on bikes? No, I don't agree with that at all. Because if you do that, then you're taking cyclists away from what I would say the poor, away from the working man and his children, where it's always been free. Then suddenly now you have to pay X amount of money for a plate on a push bike, which I don't agree with. It would make cycling very expensive and only for the elite. Yet again, people want it only for the rich, and this is not on. And I am sick and tired of people bullying cyclists, literally bullying them, trying to get them banned off the road, and this will never happen. It's been around for a long, long time. It's been around since, Victorian period. It's been around a long, long time. It shouldn't go away, and this won't go away. The argument, even if we was registered and we had to pay road tax, the argument would not go away. And people say it would, but it wouldn't, because you still get more. No. They shouldn't be on road. They should be on path, but we shouldn't be on path. Paths, pedestrian walkways, paths, things like that, are for people who walk, pedestrians. I don't want to be walking on a path and seeing a push bike come past me on the path. That's wrong. And if you see it, if a push bike does go through a red light, that is wrong as well, because I never do. It was always installed to me, when a red light goes red, you're risking your life if you go through it, because you can get knocked off and you won't have any comebacks. And you must follow the highway code and things like that. And I've been following this format of highway code for a long, long time, and it works for me. Like I say, I've never had any incidents with cars or all like that, and they've never had any. I've had arguments with motorists saying, "Well, you should be on path." No, we shouldn't. I don't agree. A lot of people do. Some of my mates ride on path, but I don't agree with it, me personally. But I'm not taking it away from those who do. What I'm saying is, there has to be some kind of common sense. And the common sense is that we share the same patch of road as everybody else. And it's as simple as that. And there should be no arguments about it. If you had to, cyclists paying road tax for a human being powered, now, it's all wrong. The only reason why cars, combustion engine or cars pay road tax is that it's an engine. It's a petrol engine. It's powered by an engine. That's why they pay road tax. They're heavier than a push bike. They break up the roads more than a push bike. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying cyclists are more greener, because they're not. Electric cars are not as green as well. Don't get me wrong, they are not. And things like that. So what I'm saying is, cyclists don't damage the roads. Not as much as what cars, vans and wagons do and things like that. But, so it's been around for years. I mean, yes, you should be giving way to cyclists. People should be giving way to cyclists like they do a normal vehicle. I agree. But you always get one motorist who will try and race a cyclist across a roundabout, and that's where accidents come into it. Self-awareness, where has all that gone? I've always been aware of my own danger when I'm cycling. I know the dangers, but I'm always aware of other traffic. I passed my car test on that same basis. I passed my car test, second time round, but aware, vision to be aware. You have to be aware you have to see everything, and it's as simple as that. And cars don't see cyclists or motorbikes. That's why the death toll is so high, and things like that. But cyclists can be safe as long as motorists have that common sense and awareness, and they must give way to cyclists. It's been the law since I've been riding bikes. Cyclists have the same right of way as any other vehicle on the road. It's as simple as that, and that's how it should stay, in my opinion. But like what I'm saying is, I don't like these bully tactics where they write to MPs or they get these stupid petitions up online saying, "Oh well, we want to ban cycling," and things like that. It's never going to happen. What I don't want to see is a charge being brought in for cycling, because we shouldn't have to pay it. We're human being powered. We don't have an engine. And I will have the same, but, these electric bikes should be like, no. If it's pedal assisted electric bike, no, it shouldn't be. If you are riding an electric bike like a moped, then yes, it should be road tax and things like that. But if you're riding a pedal assisted electric bike where you pedal and the motor kicks in, no, you shouldn't have to pay any kind of road tax. It's as simple as that. Electric scooters should be banned. These stand-up scooters, they should be completely banned across the board. They are dangerous, especially on the pavement and things like that. Mobility scooters. Now, a lot of people, I've looked into this, and I know somebody who's got a mobility scooter from Mobility Shop up on top of Westgate, and I had a word with him. And I says, is there any kind of register where these are legally on the road? And they say yes. And they showed me, there's a logbook. But all right. So you get a logbook. So you got this logbook. It's in your care. It's registered to you. It says yeah. If it's got indicators, you should be on the road, not on the path. If you go on the path, turn it down to 4 miles an hour. That's the slowest speed they'll go. I'm like, okay. If you're on the road, you can go up to 8 miles an hour. But, right. So if you've got lights and indicators, mobility scooters should be on the road, not on the path, because they're too big. So, okay, fair enough. Which makes a lot of common sense, and you do get a logbook. And a lot of people don't realise this. They pay tax on that mobility scooter. So there's so mobility scooters are legal to be on the road as well. So you've got to share all this. But motorists don't like doing that. A lot of motorists bully, like cyclists and disability scooters as well. This is why you're seeing them all go onto the path, making me walking into town more dangerous than what it should be. There's got to be a cut-off point somewhere along the line, and that. But the new rules, what are coming out this Saturday, is going to make it more complicated and a lot more, and I'll tell you, a lot more dangerous for the cyclist as well as the motorist. And I honestly do agree with that. But I'll go into that detail at a later date. What I don't want to see is government bringing out, you've got to register with DVLA for a push bike, which would be all wrong. And then you get your number plate and think, no, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? Yes, I know there's overcrowding on roads, but there is more cars on the road than there is cycling. At one time there were more cyclists on the road than cars, but now. No, it's all wrong. And car drivers, I'm not saying all car drivers are like this, because I'm not like this at all. But some car drivers are so arrogant, and they like to go so near to a cyclist to make him wobble. One of my friends got brake checked by a car overtook him. And then suddenly slammed all on, and my mate had no chance of stopping. And he went over the top, and he went over the top of the roof and down his bonnet. And this car driver had the gall to try and sue him. But my mate, I said to him, he broke his arm. I think it was his right arm he broke. And I says, get a lawyer. And you got one of these lawyers. I think these lawyers to, where no win, no fee, basically. He got one of these lawyers, and he won. My mate won. The car driver didn't. My mate did. He won, and he won quite a bit of money. Obviously, you got to pay the lawyers, but they told him how much they could get, 25 grand. They got him more than that. He got, I think it was 50 grand out of it, £50,000. But out of that, he paid, there was 15,000 to pay. So then he got the rest. You know what I mean? So you got what, 35 grand, I think, something like that. But that car driver shouldn't have did what he did. He shouldn't have brake test. But a lot do, and that's what I mean by a lot of some motorists are so arrogant and so bullying. That's what they try and do. They try and force you right into the gutter, so they've got all the road, and it's all wrong. We have to share this as a road. The highway code, some of it is advisory, but some of it is law. It's written in red. You must obey, and you must obey the laws of the road and things like that. You know what I mean? So this is all. It's not complicated, but it will become more complicated on Saturday. How many people are going to read the new highway code rules? I have already. I understand them already. I know what they're trying to do. But for one, it's not going to work. I mean, you're walking, a car wanting to turn left and you want to cross the road. That car has to give way until you've crossed the road. Now he's backing up traffic. It's the same way. If a car's turning right and there's a pedestrian waiting to cross, he has to give way to that pedestrian to cross before he can continue his turn onto, say, a supermarket and things like that. Again, backing up traffic. It's going to make it more dangerous, and it's going to make it more dangerous for cyclists as well. The police should do their job properly. They can do the job properly, can the police? They really can. But they are not. It's about time the police started doing their job properly. If they see if a police officer sees a cyclist jumping a red light or jumping onto a path through a red light, they should then get hold of that cyclist and on the spot fine him. It's as simple as that. Because I don't break the law, but there is other cyclists what are breaking the law, and I don't. I always wait at a red light. I know the dangers. Red is for danger, green is for go. Amber is to get ready. It's rather get ready to stop or get ready to go. It's as simple as that. If it goes from green to amber, it means get ready to stop. And then red, that's what you do. But you always get an amber gambler, always. And I've seen plenty of. I've seen cyclists killed through that, literally. I've seen a lot of cyclists being seriously injured or even killed. But the car drivers got away with it. You know what I mean? And things like that. Pedestrians are no safer at this moment in time. I mean, you've got cars what illegally turn right over chevrons. If you've got chevrons in the middle of the road, you shouldn't be turning right over them. That is classed as a brick wall. Do not cross. But they do. A lot of people do. They do it on bottom of Westgate and Wakefield. It's all wrong. You shouldn't turn right onto Lawfield Lane. I mean, you can turn left on it, but you shouldn't turn right. And they shouldn't come out and turn right to go up Westgate as well. You cannot cross chevrons are not meant to be crossed. That is law. You know what I mean? That's in your highway code. That's on your road test. You can't, your motorbike and your motor car test. That's on the test. You cannot cross over chevrons, but they do it on a regular basis, and the police don't do anything about it. They should do, but they don't. If the police did their job properly, then we would have a situation where cars and push bikes won't be breaking the law. They won't dare go through a red light. But you get these youngsters what are riding mountain bikes and road bikes on the path. On the bunny hopping off at path onto the road, and then the bunny hopping on from the road onto the path. It's all wrong. You know what I mean? You should be cycling responsibly. I mean, a lot of people don't do that. There's a hell of a lot of cyclists like me what do, but again, there's a very vast majority what don't. And that's the younger generation end of, they think they're invincible, they think they can't be killed. You're wrong, they can. And it's as simple as that. Now, I don't wish anyone any harm, but in my opinion, the law is already there. It is already there, and it should be there. It's as simple as that. But these new changes is going to make it very, very difficult, in my mind. It's going to be more confusing. I already know the new law. One, if a pedestrian is crossing the road and you want to turn right or left, you have to give way to that pedestrian and let them cross the road first before you turn. That is going to cause more tailbacks, more confusion. That is wrong. Me personally, I would prefer to wait until after the vehicles have turned and gone on to the, it's not holding up traffic and things like that. You know what I mean? Pedestrians, we should have pedestrians, but under the new laws, and I've got the new laws in my phone, and I think that they are really wrong. So, a revamped code aims to make the roads safer for pedestrians and cyclists. Changes start on Saturday. One major change is the ratio of road users. So the first priority is for pedestrians, the second priority is for cyclists, and the third priority is for horses. Then motorcyclists, which I agree with that. Cars, taxis, 6 vans, minibuses, and then 7 large vehicles such as HGVs. And then further down the list, greater your responsibility for keeping other road users safe. That ethos translates into new rules, including priority to pedestrians at junctions. That's going to be confusing. I mean, yes, it's nice to see that pedestrians and cyclists and horse riders and motorcyclists are getting, the first 4 priorities, and then it's cars, and then it's vans, and then large vehicles. But these new rules, I don't know which minister has changed these. Highway code, but it hasn't been thought out, and it's not getting implemented properly, in my mind, at all. You know what I mean? But I will go through that in a later video. What I want to emphasise is, I don't want people being put off from cycling because you get a bunch of idiots who want to ban cyclists. I don't want that. I want everyone to enjoy cycling. Cycling is like a free sport, if you know what I mean. It's sport for all. It's what everyone can join in, no matter what class you are. If you're the poorest class to the richest, we can all enjoy the sport the same. But some people don't want this. They want them banned it altogether, and that will never happen. What do you want to do? Do you want to put an industry out of business what makes billions a year on selling cyclists? Selling bikes, pedal power and things like that. Stupid. It cannot be done. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. It will never happen. They will never ban cycles, and they will never charge cyclists for the use of the road. Because we don't cause that much damage to the road. Cars and vans do, and motorcyclists, yes, they're heavier, and they will break up the road, especially wagons. That's why wagons pay a hell of a lot more road tax than cars. But there you go. Even electric cars will cause damage to a road. It's as simple as that. But as millions and millions of people use that same stretch of road every day, it's bound to get damaged. You know what I mean? I think the ethos of Wakefield Council is not to do anything about it. Yes, they do maintain the major roads, but they're not really maintaining the back roads like the council estates and things like that. They're not really doing all that. You know what I mean? Properly. And they have a care of duty to do so. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't want to see cycling being stopped from anyone from cycling. It should be free. It's human being powered. It's as simple as that. We are not spewing out carbon monoxide only from our mouth, but we don't have an engine in it. So, no. It should never be charged at all. And I'm getting sick and tired of this. Bashing the cyclists all the time. When in another way, it's the motorist who's incompetent to watch out for cyclists, which they should. Self-awareness should be there. But no, we shouldn't have to pay anything like that at all. We shouldn't have to pay road tax. No, I don't agree with that. Yes, we should all be able to use the road, but no, cyclists should not have to pay road tax. It should be free, and it should always be free. And that's what I'm wanting, it always to be free. And that's why I'm here doing a video about it. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I am a motorist as well, don't get me wrong. I have driven cars, I have driven motorbikes, but I've never hit a cyclist. I never not won off a bike and all that, because I am aware they're on the road as well. I don't argue with them. I do say to them when they pull up on my right hand side of the car, I say, you're on the wrong side, mate, you should be on the left. And then I do get them out. I've had motorists come up to me saying, well, really, you shouldn't be. I say, and then I go through the history of the bike. Cycling, human being powered cycling was around before the motorcar. 68 years it was around before the motorcar. The cyclists invented the tarmac and roads for their bikes because they didn't want to ride over rough terrain, and you can't blame them. And things like, it's the motorist, it's the motorcar what nicked our roads for their use. Now they don't want to share it. Well, tough, you're going to have to do, and it's as simple as that. It's tough. You know, cycling's going to be around forevermore. You're never going to stop it. It's as simple as that. And I'm not going to stop cycling just for the sake of keeping the peace with motorists. Motorists should be more open-minded. They should be more considerate to other road users, which some motorists are not. I'm only speaking the truth. If you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you are new, and hit that bell icon and hit all. That will let you know when I'm putting up another video. Please share the video to your friends and family and to other social media like Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And also please, and this is a must, please comment below. Just, have your say on it. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, well, highway code is not law. It's not, but what I will tell you about the highway code is it can be used against you in a court of law if you don't go with it. It's as simple as that. There is parts of the highway code which are mandatory, and that's why you learn it for your car test and for your motorbike test and things like that. Every test what you take for a motor vehicle, you will learn the highway code, and you have to obey. Some of it is advisory, some of it is mandatory. It's as simple as that. But I've always argued the highway code should be law. I've always argued that it should be law. Right, so I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now. Catch you later.